guys, welcome back to my kitchen. And today on Elevated Homestyle, I am going to show you how to make pollo con calabacitas y elote, which is chicken, squash, and corn. It's very hearty, very delicious, and I absolutely guarantee your family's going to love it. So on that note, let's heat up the kitchen. For this dish, you will need 5 pieces of chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. I've taken out the bone and the skin. You will need 1 cup of tomatoes, 1 can of sweet corn with half the juice, 2 pounds of calabacita, which is the squash. If you cannot find this squash, go ahead and use plain old zucchini. It works just as well. 2 celery ribs, diced, a cup of onions diced, 1/3 cup of the orange bell pepper, some cilantro. You will need some salt. For your spices, you will need 1 teaspoon of peppercorn, a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of oregano, 3 garlic cloves, 2 cups of chicken broth. I'm using homemade chicken broth. And I will link the video for how I make my chicken broth. A tablespoon of chicken bouillon, a half a cup of water, and I will link all of the ingredients in the description box. So let's get cooking. Okay, so now I am going to sear my chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and season the chicken with just salt for now on the front. Then we'll flip it over and we'll season the back, just like that. Okay, now that our chicken is seasoned with salt, we're going to go ahead and sear it in this Dutch oven. I have 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, and I have my heat set at medium high. You want to make sure that your pan is very hot when you do a sear, so you can make sure that you get the nice brown crispiness. And you do not want to add your lid to your pot, because you're going to end up steaming your meat, and you don't really want to do that. You want to get a nice sear. So I can only put 3 in, and I'm going to leave it this way for 3 minutes. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my meat to the other side, just like this. And I'm going to give this 3 minutes on this side. Okay, I have placed my last 2 chickens in the pot, and now I'm going to go ahead and grind up my spices. Okay, so I am going to grind up my spices here in my molcajete. If you do not have one, that is okay. You can use already grind spices, but I just love the flavor that this has when you use the fresh one. So I have the teaspoon of peppercorn, the teaspoon of whole cumin, and a half a teaspoon of oregano. I'm going to go ahead and place in there. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some salt in there. It helps grind up the spices. So let's just grind them up just like that. And you want to get them until they're completely ground. Okay, so my spices are grind real well. And now I'm going to add my 3 garlic cloves, and I'm going to grind those in there just like this. And you're just going to smush them in there, mix it in with all your spices. Just like that. Oh, the smell of the garlic is amazing with the cumin and the oregano. Oh, you know it's going to taste amazing. Oh, so my garlic is well incorporated in here, and we're just going to add our half a cup of water to this, and we're going to swirl it around till we can get all the spices and the garlic off. Just like that. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay, so we're just going to leave it just like this until we're ready for it. Okay, so I've placed all my chicken back in, and you can see that it is seared perfectly. Look at all that golden. And then down here, that is what's going to make this dish completely delicious. All right, so now you're going to want to add your onion. And you're just going to mix it around just like this until it's translucent. Okay, so my onions are translucent and they have released their flavor. So now we're going to add the 2 celery ribs in here and the 1/3 cup of the bell pepper. And you're going to go ahead and mix this around. Let it soften for about 1 minute. Okay, so it's been about a minute, and my celery and peppers has also released its flavor and softened. And you can see here that the little bits at the bottom are now mixed in, and now you know that this is going to be an amazing dish. Okay, so now I'm going to add my spices that we did. And this here, this is going to make the dish right here. You mix it in. Oh, you can just smell it. It's like a little bit of heaven. Okay, get that in there. And now I'm going to put in my 2 cups of chicken broth, and I'm going to add my tablespoon of chicken bouillon. And I'm just going to mix it in here. Now, I like to heat up my chicken broth when I put it in, just so I don't put in cold with what I already have hot. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. And I'll add a little bit more if I need to. And we're just going to let that set and incorporate. Okay. So now we're going to add our sweet corn with the juice. And we're going to add our tomatoes right in there. I'm going to get this mixed well in there. Okay, and now we're going to add our calabacita right in there. Now we're going to let this cook down. And it's going to shrink up and it's going to release even more juice. Okay, and now we are going to add our cilantro. You can add as much as you'd like. This is one of my favorite seasons, or herbs, I'm sorry. And it gives it just that freshness. I absolutely love it. Get that mixed in there. And then we'll add some salt, and go ahead and put in as much as you like, but not too much, because you're going to want to taste it later. You can always add more salt. You can't take out the salt once you add too much. Okay, so now I'm going to place my lid on, and I'm going to wait for it to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to low and let it cook for 35 minutes. Okay, so it has come up to a boil, and I'm going to go ahead and lower my heat to low. I'm going to place the lid back on, and I'm going to let it simmer for 35 minutes. This will guarantee that the vegetables are nice and soft, everything has incorporated, and that the chicken is cooked. So I will see you back in 35 minutes. My pollo con calabacitas y elote is done. It smells terrific, and I cannot wait to dig in. So let's taste. Look how delicious this looks. The chicken, everything. I did not have to add any more chicken broth. The calabacita released all its juices. Oh, I can't wait to try it. Just side it with a little bit of beans on the side, but you can have it without. All right, let's taste. Let's get a big bite in there. It's hot. It's so good. So hot. It's very good. I guarantee your family's going to love this. So if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel.